Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Mega Man 3. We're going to start off with the password that we got at the end of our last episode, and I apologize that the capture card kind of messed up there at the end, so sometimes it does that, but we'll enter this password, and that'll allow us to take on the final 4 robot masters. We're going to start off with the last robot in the first weakness chain, Hard Man. His stage is gonna look like kind of like a mining stage, and that kind of ties into the plot of the game, and I'll mention that in just a little second here. I just want to go over the first enemy that we encounter here, these bee-type enemies. They drop like a honeycomb, and when it hits, it'll split into 5 smaller bees that chase you around. But you can just scroll them off the screen by backtracking to the left a little bit. So, get rid of them, that's the easiest way to deal with them. So, getting back to the mining thing, in this game, Dr. Wily is actually a good guy. He's teamed up with Dr. Light, he's seen the error of his ways, and together the 2 scientists are creating a peacekeeping robot named Gamma. But in order to complete that robot, they need 8 different elements from 8 different planets. So they send these 8 robot masters to get the elements. But for some unknown reason, the robots go berserk. Then it's, of course, up to Mega Man to take out the Berserk Robot Masters and get the element that they were initially tasked with finding. So, if we just climb straight up this ladder, we'll be able to avoid that Hammer Joe's hammer. So, he's an easy enemy to deal with. These monkeys, though, aren't so easy to deal with. If you get close to them, they'll drop down to the ground and they'll hop around really spastically, so we want to have a weapon that can hit them while they're still hanging in the air. The Shadow Blade is good for that. The metal magnet missiles are also good for that. At this split, we're going to take the top route because we get another energy refill tank, and it's just a little shorter. We have less ladder to climb. So, we're going to end up in an area here where we can't really backtrack because if we stay on these green things too long, that little mouth thing that comes out will hit us. So use your Shadow Blade, take out that bee. And here we have the hardest of the Breakman Proto Man fights because the ground is raised. So we're able to usually avoid Proto Man's shots by just staying on the ground because he only shoots when he's jumping in the air. But because the ground is raised here in the center, when he's jumping, he'll be able to hit us. But thankfully, right afterwards, they give us an energy refill, a big energy pellet. And we just gotta take out this big monster here. I can only damage him when his eyes open, so take it out, and then we'll proceed to take out Hard Man, who isn't that hard as long as you have the magnet missiles. He's gonna shoot like 2 fists at you that kind of home in on you, and then he's gonna jump up in the air and try to squish you. So we just avoid the fists, and then slide under him when he lands. You don't want to spam the magnet missiles at him because when you hit him, he glows a little bit. Those are his invulnerability frames. And if you just keep shooting the magnet missile at him, you'll hit him when he's invulnerable, and you'll run out of magnets before you take him out. So, and that ends our first weakness chain. We end up with the Hard Knuckle here. It's a powerful weapon. It shoots out our fist, and you can control it slightly up and slightly down. It's slow, but powerful, so that seems to be a running theme with a lot of the weapons in this game. So we have a weakness chain here. We can go from Gemini to Needle to Snake. I like to go that way because Snake Man is the toughest stage, and Snake Man is weak to the Needle Cannon, and defeating Needle Man gets us the Rush Jet, which makes Snake Man stage much easier, and Needle Man's weakness is the Gemini Laser. Gemini Man is easier to take out with either a suboptimal sub-weapon or your pea shooter than Needle Man, so we'll take him out first. So, start off with this little section here. The magnet missiles come in handy for taking out these eyes that drop flame, but unfortunately magnet missile takes a lot of energy, so you might have to switch out to your pea shooter like I did here, unless you get a bunch of lucky drops. Now there's a glitch coming up that you can do. Speedrunners do, because when you do this glitch, it shuts off the background music, the stage music, and that actually speeds up the play a little bit. Creates less lag. But I'm not going to do that glitch, but I'll explain what the glitch does. So there's going to be a screen transition coming up here. If you slide through the screen transition, you can jump through that silver disc that Breakman here is about to break. This is the first stage where we don't have to fight Breakman. He just appears, breaks the thing, and allows us to go on. So we end up in this little section here. There's these tadpole eggs. When we shoot them, they spawn a tadpole, and they're not too bad, as long as you don't overwhelm yourself. Just take your time, only shoot a few at a time, and you'll be okay. So that little blinking question block up there, it's like Mario. If you hit it with a pellet, it'll reveal maybe some type of power. You can get an energy refill and extra life, but we're not hurting for either of them, so we're gonna have to use our rush coil to jump up here. But thankfully, the rush coil, we always start off with that power up, so it doesn't matter. Even if we did the stage first, we'd be fine. And this is where the glitch comes most prominent. These penguin enemies that we're gonna see in a little bit, they turn into like just unintelligible blocks, I guess. And one part looks like the snakes that we're gonna see in Snake Man stage. But otherwise, they're all scrambled up and messed up. So that's like the big graphical screw up of the glitch, other than the main thing is the music. So we're gonna end up the final section of the stage here is an underwater section. We can use the rush coil to jump up on top, but I wouldn't really go that way unless you have the snake search. That's kind of like the bubble lead. It shoots downward. It hits enemies below you, kind of like the bubble lead in the last game. So we'll just use the Rush Marine, give it some love. We don't get to use it too often, and we just can stay here in the water. It's draining energy often, but there's sometimes they have energy weapon refills on the platforms, so you can jump out. Yeah, it's pretty neat that the Rush Jet can we can actually use it out of the water. So we use an energy refill there because we're getting another refill right there. Remember, you can only have 9 at a time. So if you have 9 and you find a new one, might as well use one up to fill up your life. Take out this big guy from the safety of the ladder, and then we're gonna head over to Gemini Man. We'll use the Shadow Blade on him. There's a kind of an interesting little trick you can do with him. 14 shots with the Shadow Blade. Gemini Man, like the constellation he's named after, is going to split into 2. And while he's split in 2, he's not gonna fire unless we fire. So what we can do is we can shoot the Shadow Blade, and then jump over the Shadow Blade and the shot that he shoots, and then the Shadow Blade on its return will come back and hit him. Once we deal half damage to him, he's going to, one of his clones is going to disappear, and he's going to turn into, he's going to start shooting this Gemini Laser, which is the laser that we're going to pick up when we defeat him. So, just to be safe, I'll use an energy refill here, and then I'll finish him off here with the Shadow Blade. So, our Gemini Blade will function similar to what we just saw there. It'll shoot a powerful laser out that'll bounce around the room, and it'll bounce around for a few seconds. The bad thing is that you can't fire another Gemini laser while that first one is bouncing around. So, powerful weapon, but you gotta make sure that you hit your target with it. Otherwise, you're kind of gonna be left vulnerable. So now we have the Gemini Laser. We can take on Needle Man, who's weak to the Gemini Laser. And Needle Man's weapon that we're going to get is going to be like just basically a machine gun cannon. But more importantly from him, he's going to give us the Rush Jet, which is going to mainly help us out in the Snake Man stage. You can see how powerful the Gemini Laser here is. It takes out these guys real quick, but if I miss the shot like I did there, if you missed the shot like I did there, the Gemini Laser is going to bounce around. Luckily, there's no ceiling in this section, so it didn't hurt us too bad, so. But it's not doing too good against these guys here, so I'll probably just switch out to my pea shooter, finish these cannons off that we can only hit while they're opening up to fire at us, and keep these little big helmets there. They look like the big hard hat hooligans. They'll pop up later, so we'll just take out the little tiny ones here. Needle Man stage is pretty short actually, so we're probably about halfway through. Now we got these needle spikes that come down. When you're sliding, you can, in your little crevice there, a little hole, you can turn back and maintain your slide. So you only have to pop out when you're safe to do it, so. Another energy refill coming up there, an energy tank, so... Yeah, the game gives you more than enough energy tanks, even if you didn't use that 9 code trick. The password in A7, red in A7, so... Use our rush coil to bounce up there. And we just have a short climb up here, and we'll be ready to take on Needle Man. Gemini Laser is really powerful, like taking out these guys in 2 shots. As you saw there, I was able to slide under its hammer. And now we just have one more guy to take care of, another one of these big hopping enemies. We can probably just slide under him if we can't defeat him. Oh, we got him, managed to take him out. And we're going to use our Gemini Laser. So, only 4 shots are needed to take out Needle Man, but it can be kind of difficult because Needle Man's kind of, he's very mobile. He's going to jump around a lot, shoot a bunch of these needles at us. So if we miss, yeah, we're kind of stuck here and waiting for this thing to disappear. Sometimes he'll jump across the room. If he gets close to you, he'll shoot out his head spike, deal a lot of damage, but mainly he's just going to jump in the air and shoot needles at us, so... Fire a quick succession of needles, and that's what the weapon's going to basically do. It's basically going to act as a machine gun. It's pretty good for people like me who ain't good at mashing, because like I said, there's a lot of enemies in this game that require a lot of hits and require a lot of mashing, so it's basically just a machine gun, shoots a whole bunch of needles, but we're going to get more utility out of the Rush Jet. So, now that we have the Rush Jet and Snake Man's weakness, let's go take him out and finish off the 8 robots. So, in Mega Man 1 and Mega Man 2, when you defeated the initial robots, we went out and fought, you went right to Dr. Wily's castle, but remember, Dr. Wily is a good guy in this game, so wonder what's going to happen after we defeat these 8 robots. Well, it's going to introduce a new mechanic to the game. After the 8 robots, there's going to be new type of, usually a new type of area that's unlocked. So, in this game, we're going to have to revisit 4 of the stages that we've already defeated. In future games, there's going to be like a secondary castle. Mega Man 4, it's a Dr. Caslick castle. Mega Man 5, it's a Brakeman castle. And Mega Man 6, it's Dr. X's castle. So, yeah, they introduce a new set of stages after the 8 robots are defeated. So, as you can see, the theme of this stage is snakes. Mainly we've been fighting small little tiny snakes, but we do have 2 snake mid-bosses. You can defeat them easily with a Shadow Blade, 4 shots take them out. Or you can just stay on the platform to the far left and jump over the fireballs they shoot. To the right is just going to be a dead end that leads to 2 those mystery boxes. Left is the way to go. We do that and we end up fighting our second mini-boss, the big snake. Let's jump over. It can be difficult to fight him from here because the body is moving up and down. That can mess with your movements. So we're going to get out of the snake section here, and we're probably going to get into the more difficult section. Difficult if you don't have the Rush Jet. Rush Jet in this game is very overpowered. You can control it. In future games, they kind of nerfed the Rush Jet. They made it basically weaker, where you would summon it and then jump on it and would just start taking off. In this one, it just waits there, and it won't move unless you move with it. So we just summon it just sits there, it doesn't take right off, we don't have to jump on it like the item 2 in the last game, and it moves with us. You can move it left, right, up, and down. It only moves with Mega Man, and you can extend the life of it by jumping off it. It only drains energy when Mega Man is standing on it. So, a lot of people, to get more life out of it, will be jumping up and down off the Rush Jet. So as you can see, the needle cannon is just like a big machine gun of needles. Luckily, they don't get blocked by the that raised platform in the middle there. I don't know why I couldn't think of what I was going to say. But, and we can shoot right through it and take out Snake Man. And we can get the Search Snake. It's kind of like bubble lead. It shoots downward, but instead it creates a snake, and the snake will grow on the ground and actually will claw up walls. You can shoot 2 of them at a time, so. And now we get 4 stages we appear with new robot masters to fight. We'll do that in our next episode. Take care, have a good day. Bye!